Hola, clase. ¿Cómo están? Excelente. And welcome back to Learning with Senor Cao Cao. Today is the day that you're going to take your test over ser, estar, and stress syllables. So I'm going to try to make this a shorter lesson because I really want you to focus on studying for that test and taking it. And like I said in that message that I sent out to everybody, it is very important to be honest on this. Okay? No cheating, no Google Translate, no notes, no friends, none of that stuff. Okay? It's going to be a 25 question test, and you will have a minute to answer most of the questions, and the ones that are multiple choice are 30 seconds. Okay? Again, we're going to see how it goes. I'm hoping for really good things. I've got very smart students, and I hope that we do well on this. Okay? Now, so like I said, let's just kind of practice for a moment with some ser and estar things. So let's start with the warm-up, okay? Okay. All right, so here's the warm-up. It's good practice, like a little practice quiz here for the test. Okay, so go ahead, give this a try, saquen papel, and pause the video now. One big thing to remember on today's test is to make things match what they're describing. Okay, for example, here we are describing Sara, who is a girl. All right, so the answer here is Sara no es alta, ella es baja. Sarah is not tall, she is short. Carlos y Juan están en el gimnasio. We're saying where they are. Carlos and Juan are in the gym. Yo estoy muy enojado. I am very angry, is how I feel. Mis libros están. This could be a lot of things. You could have said dentro de mi mochila. They're inside of the backpack. Están al lado. They're next to it. Están cerca. They're near. Okay, a lot of things. Maybe they're far from my backpack. Están lejos de mi mochila. Anything could have worked there. But don't worry about multiple answers tomorrow. If there are multiple answers, I have it set up so that it'll accept more than one answer. Okay, all right, this one. Teresa está en Brasil hoy. She is in Brazil today. All right, so in this word, which is the stressed syllable in animal? The answer is mal. Animal. Okay, it does not end with a vowel, an N, or an S. Animal. Okay, this one. What is the stressed syllable in lector? Is or lector. Same situation. All right, what about in the word comandante? Done. Comandante is the next to last. Okay, another one just to throw it out there. In the word Canada, if you see an accent mark, that's what it is. Okay, Canada. Accent mark, free answer. Okay, so here's something I want to put up real quick. Here's a little thing I put together. And the whole point is for you to use ser and estar to talk about these pictures. Okay, so looking at this first picture, think about what you could say about him. So there's a lot of things, and in the second picture as well. Okay, there are a lot of things here. There is, you can say what they look like, how they're feeling, where they are, where they're from. Okay, so just think about that for a moment. Think about what are some things you could say about these pictures just if you were talking about them to somebody. All right, so I'll give you a minute. Go ahead and pause here. Okay, so here you could say something like, el hombre, the man, el hombre es muy alto. Él está contento. Ella es baja. Está contenta. Ellos están en la casa. Ellos están en París, Francia. Él es guapo. Ella es bonita. Él está contento. Ella está contenta. está bien, okay, etc. Él es famoso, ella es famosa, ellos son famosos. Él es John Legend, y ella es Jennifer Lopez, I think. Okay, so there you go. So just a little, anything you want to talk about is good practice. Anytime you want to practice on your own and be like, see a real tall guy and be like, ooh, él es muy alto, etc. Okay, or like if you see someone crying, say, oh, ella está triste. There's no bad way to practice. Okay, so again, at this point, make sure that you take the test today. At 6 o'clock tonight, it closes and you won't be able to take it anymore, okay? I want everybody to take that test. Now, I'm going to go ahead and begin the next thing. Again, I'm going to keep this very simple, very brief, because I want you to focus on your test today, all right? So, what we're going to look at today is how to conjugate verbs. How to take a verb like correr, which means to run, and say things like yo corro, I run, corremos, we run, corre, he runs, etc. Okay? So let's start by reviewing the verbs. Let's see how many of these we could say. We're just going to go over the verbs list here. All right? To talk on the phone in español is hablar por teléfono. To listen to music. Escuchar música. To read a book. Leer un libro. To play the guitar. Tocar la guitarra. To draw. Dibujar. To study. Estudiar. To learn. Oh, this might be to teach. Okay. To learn Spanish. Aprender el español. Aprender el español. To run. Correr. To walk. Caminar. Pasear is more like to go on a stroll, like to go take a walk, but caminar. There are two other ones I can think of, but we'll stick with these for the moment. To ride a bike. Montar en bicicleta. To play soccer. Jugar al fútbol. To do homework. Hacer la tarea. To watch TV. Mirar la televisión. To practice sports. Practicar deportes. To cook. Cocinar. And the one at the bottom means to prepare food. Preparar la comida. And to eat. Comer. To drink. Beber or tomar. Tomar, extremely common among Spanish speakers. To work. Trabajar. To rest. So to rest is descansar, and to sleep is dormir. To spend time with friends. Pasar un rato con los amigos. So in English we say to spend time. In Spanish you pass time. So it's like to spend an amount of time with friends. Un rato means like an amount of time. To live. Vivir. To buy. Comprar. To sell. Vender. to write. Escribir. This one, to take notes. Tomar apuntes. Okay, so those are your verbs. Now, one thing I will post along with this video is this document here, and this has a list of all of those verbs. They're here for you, they're defined, so you can print that out, you can save it. Okay, that will be on Google Classroom when you see this video. Okay, and so conjugation is extremely important because it's the heart of saying who does what. If you want to say something like, well, I draw, but my friends are really into reading. Or at my school, we play soccer, but at their school, they have lacrosse. So all those things, the people are doing them, whether it's I do this or you do that, etc. Okay? Now, just make sure I'm not skipping anything. So like I said, if you're out in the real world and you want to tell people about yourself, you'd say things like, yo practico la guitarra, mi amigo toca los tambores. So you can tell people about what you do, what your friends do, actually things from your life. Okay, so let me demonstrate just what these sound like. Again, we're going to get more into this later, but it's like this. Yo hablo español. Yo escucho música. Yo toco la guitarra. Yo corro. Yo como. Yo bebo. Yo estudio. Yo aprendo. Yo vivo. So anything yo is o, unless it has some kind of an irregular thing, like yo soy. Another one, let's talk about what we do. Nosotros hablamos mucho. Nosotros corremos. Escuchamos música. Dibujamos. Practicamos. Okay? And let's say one more. Let's say what my friend does. Mi amigo come pizza. Mi amigo corre. Mi amigo estudia. Mi amigo lee. Mi amigo habla inglés y español. Mi amigo descansa. Okay? So those are just some examples of what it sounds like when we conjugate verbs. Okay. So the last thing I'm going to do is just kind of quickly show you the notes, and we'll get more into it tomorrow. Okay, again, I want you to focus in on your test for today. It's going to be your first test grade, which, as you already know, counts as 75% of your grade. All right, y'all. So this is the last thing. So let's just look at these briefly. All right, so los verbos aere, ere, y ere. So it all goes back to these. Yo means I, tú is you, etc. And if you've been studying Spanish for a while, you've seen this chart about 1,000,000 times. Okay? So here are your endings for AR verbs. O, as, a, amos, ais, an. So those are for verbs that end with AR. ER verbs, o, es, e, amos, ais, en. And then verbs that end with IR, you have o, es, e, imos, is, en. So just those two are different from the ERs. All right. So there you go. Hold on. I think I'm going to yawn in every video this year, but that's okay. So there you go. So notice the yo is at the top left. So anytime it's I doing something, it's going to be yo hablo, yo como, yo vivo. Okay. Anytime it's tú, it ends with an S. Tú hablas, tú comes, tú vives. If it's él, ella, usted, it's just the one letter. Él habla, ella come, usted vive. Anything we is going to be with mos. For nosotros, hablamos, comemos, vivimos. Vosotros, the one in Spain for y'all, is going to be habláis, coméis, vivís. And then finally, ellos, ellas, ustedes has an N. Ellos hablan, ellos comen, Ustedes viven. Okay, but notice the pattern here. It'll make it less to learn. O, O, O. O'Reilly. I couldn't help it. As, S, S. A, E. Amos, amos, imos. Ice, ace, is. An, en. Okay, they all follow that same pattern. Okay, an infinitive is an important word to know. It's a verb that has not been conjugated yet. For example, comer means to eat. That's the only thing that it means. Comer means to eat. That's exactly what it says. So even if you said yo comer, that just says I to eat. Okay, so we have to change it. So when a verb is conjugated, it matches who is doing it. For example, Juan come says Juan eats. That's the conjugation for he, because we're talking about him. Comemos means we eat. In Spanish, only one word is necessary to accomplish this. So in English, you have to have two words. The first one lets you know who it is, we, and then the second one is what they're doing, we eat. In Spanish, comemos, that one word means we eat. Now, if you want to, you can say nosotros comemos, but you don't have to. Okay? So a little behind the scenes. You look at the original verb, and when it says comer, you say, all right, so that is an ER verb. These are my only choices now. So you drop the last two letters, com, and then you add the appropriate ending. Comemos, comen, como, comes. So what started as comer, to eat, becomes comemos, we eat. Okay, and then here are just three little examples to try and we're done. All right, so if you want to pause it, you can. We eat fruit. Comemos fruta. She runs. Corre. This one you may want to say ella corre just to make it very obvious it is her. And then they live in Venezuela. Ellos viven en Venezuela. Anytime you see something in parentheses, it means you can put it or not. It's optional. Okay, so let's see if that was all we had left to do. Yes, all right, so prepare, study your notes, and then put them away and take the test, okay? I want you to make me proud. I want you to be honest about this test and show me what you can do, okay? After all, a wise person once said, a battle is won or lost in its preparation. Okay, all right, so we're going to end it there, and I will see you later. Adios.